So regarding this new ATOT design, I really want to take it kind of to the next level. So if I want to include a bunch of LED lights, some of the requirements for this design, I would love to have 25 plus seats, maybe 30, as long as there's enough surface area for there's to sit troops. I'll be able to include a seat. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the overall design. I would like to make a handle for it to be able to attach to a dropship. Even though I don't have a dropship, I would like to convert one of my Coruscant gunships to a Coruscant gunship dropship. That's just a mouthful right there. So I also have to figure out how the head will be able to angle upwards for it to be able to sit properly in a dropship. There aren't just the wings, there's also these lower sections that kind of look like huge magnets that are able to elevate the vehicle to its upright position. At least that's why I assume it is. So I have to have enough surface area on either side for them to not interfere with that design. So there's a lot of things that I have to constantly think about when approaching even designing a vehicle, because I'll spend months and months trying to fix things, but I don't have months. I want to finish it today and now. I've been working on this ATOT and I'm really enjoying the overall look of the head so far. I did open up the ATTE, and I think I'll open up the first bag and the second bag just to use some of these parts. All of the Technic structure I built for my own collection, and when going off designing, I always make sure to have reference. And cool thing online, there's a fully digital version of an ATOT, and I really get to see all the really minute details and angles, and really helpful when it comes to physically being able to rotate the vehicle in three-dimensional space. That way I'm able to go to here and figure out the correct angles, just going back and forth looking. And I'm working on the angle of the windshield right here. I just keep on taking apart, redesigning it, taking apart, redesigning. That's pretty much how I design so far. Kind of see what angles correlate to a certain brick and then kind of work from there. And this is roughly where the little legs are going to be. These pieces are here to represent the joints right here on the legs. I thought this piece would represent that really nicely. And I'm going to get a 1x3 tile piece and place it in the center. I'm also going off of different references like the original Lego set, as well as Revenge of the Sith, the little 5-second clip of ATOT walking through Felucia. So here's like my last update before I go to bed, because it's like 5 a.m. So I finished off the head, sorta, but I'm not digging this wedge plate right here. There's like a lot of studs. When we look at the bottom, there's some exposed sections right here, so I want to cover that up. But besides that, it's looking really, really nice. So when I grab this and then compare it to the digital version, I got the angles down all right. Still, that wedge plate is kind of bothering me, like the entire side of it. But besides that, the overall angles look really nice, especially looking front on from this ATOT. Got the dimensions pretty nicely. The only thing that kind of sucks is that you can't really see the clone trooper's head when you look directly at it because it's at an angle, but it will be able to sit 2 clone pilots, which will be really nice. So I can't wait to finish off more later because this is getting pretty good so far. And this is literally just a start. I take a lot of time and effort into designing one aspect of the vehicle, like let's say the head, of course, because you're gonna pay attention to that. Probably the first thing, that and the legs. So I would spend the most time designing a nice Lego version of a ATOT. Really want to showcase a cool inclusion with my UTAT. I installed some LEDs where the headlights are supposed to be, and oh my god, this looks really incredible. It brings it to life so much. I'm not done because there's 4 more headlights on the very top, but just as is, this looks pretty insane. You guys also probably noticed a nice blue hue from the inside. So let's go check what that is. So let me open up this interior and see what that pretty cool color is. Since I bought 4 lightsabers, I can make General Grievous light up fully. He looks absolutely incredible because I also include a custom cape, but I do actually have an amazing idea with this General Grievous. I would love to have a cool scene of him slicing up the ground and it be scorched from all of the lightsaber hits, and actually use LED lights to make it look illuminated. So I've been working quite a bit on these little modules I can just put in feed. I have a full palette of studs, and I thought it'd be pretty cool if I had Wat Tambor kind of rolling in the money, almost like Scrooge McDuck, how he dives in the gold, and right behind him is Admiral Trench yelling at him to get off the money. I placed it all on these 1x5 plates that I simulate as pallets. So that's going to be really cool having like a bank robbery going on. Over here is all the prisoners I've gathered so far. Unfortunately, this guy got shot in the head when he was in the prison cell by one of the droids. And here we have Mr. Fredrickson getting pretty angry at the droids for putting him in a short cell. This one's a little sad. Here's Doug and a little other dog being captured. But at least they have like one stud to escape from. So it's not too bleak for those guys. Captured. Going on over here, here's a rack of these nice spears. Cool thing about these, I use a 1x2 plate with the edges kind of cut off. That way I'm able to adjust the angle or shape depending on where it's conforming to around feed. And this I've been working on the longest out of all of them. Actually, the studs took quite a long time to place, but this took a while to just come together a certain design I would like. Because I was going off the idea of Star Wars The Complete Saga, how they had the big bacta tanks. It would make sense for them to have some sort of access door. I know in universe they're just popped in through the top. But here's more of like a ground eye level what you'll be able to see if you were a minifigure. And it's looking pretty cool so far. Of course this is not done, I'm still working on it. The little details like this really make this area pop. Because over there in the dark section I would like to have a pretty large command center overseeing this entire operation and the battle, which is really unfortunate because the droids are pretty much outside the base and all these exposed windows really give them no protection over any sort of defense. That's why this area will be very heavily defended, because it's also the hangar bay where they'll be deploying a lot of troops and starships and all the Jedi starfighters. And I'm absolutely loving how this looks. Let's go build something else. So I just got off of work and I'm on my lunch break right now. But on the way home in the Lego aisle, I always make sure to just walk by there just to see what there is. And luckily I did that on January 1st. I was able to pick up the Clone Trooper and Droid Battle Pack. And I've been waiting quite a while to get one of these. There's only one left, so I wasn't able to buy like a million of them, which is really good because I don't need that many of these guys. I've already had quite a bit. This will add an amazing, nice contrast in the feed. Eat my dinner, then after work I'm gonna build this and see how it turns out. So I just got off work, I just took a shower, and I'm ready to build this guy. I'm not gonna show off a review or anything because you guys have already seen it like weeks ago. There's no point of me showing a review, so I'm just gonna showcase what it looks like in feed because that's all really matters. So let's get it.